And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
You guys arrived in this Intient village / work camp in which the designer and his partner, who's just referred to as her, seemingly hold and raise a series of younger Intians to design items of unknown arcane properties. They train them, and seemingly the young Intians are not terribly happy about that because a number of them have escaped. You met 2 that were trying to escape and you helped them out. You also encountered cheering young Indians when you entered this village, as you've seemingly chased off the designer, and her has been killed. So they're in a pretty good spot. But they did tell you that another Indian, an adult named Galahad, had already arrived, and they directed you to the windmill, where you eventually discovered the entrance to the underground workshop beneath this village. Galahad, of course, before then, tried to only have loyal Many Things Incorporated employees join him on this venture, and tried and failed to get Milksteak to no longer be a part of the fold, as he wasn't privy to company secrets because he pretended like he wasn't an employee or something like that. But eventually he turned into a swarm of snakes and helped Galahad and the rest of you defeat a large automaton made of metal, some sort of construct. And there was a lot of bunny ears there from UK. What's that? Yeah, he can tell me later. And then...
It was just because he helped.
Oh, yeah. It looked sufficiently... I think he did a performance check.
Unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah. Then you guys proceeded to scrounge around in this basement or underground area that also had an outdoor snowy landscape out one of the doors. So you can safely conclude that this is not your regular underground workshop. It seemingly is on another plane or extra-dimensional space. Galahad describes that he's searching for a deck of cards that is a prototype that, if it were to get in the hands of the designer or her and be put into full production, its unstable properties could be dispersed throughout the multiverse and cause untold chaos. So he's desperately trying to find that, and you have tentatively agreed to help him. You discovered a central room in which a number of colored glass tubes are housing arcane liquid that is of a very similar make to the tube devices you discovered in the Intient facility at the beginning of this little section. And you found a secret door behind which were these glass tubes. And now that you're in another glass tube room, this time they're filled with colored liquid, and it seems to be of the same type. Then you had a sleep after defeating a second one of these automatons, and woke up, broke into a sort of, how would you describe it? Like an office / bedroom, investigated a desk and found a pack of cards, I believe, called Moldini's Silver Pack on the outside. And I think Milksteak proceeded to draw one immediately. And to be honest, I forget what it was called. I think it was called Secret.
I think it was Fresh Start or like some kind of...
Oh, new identity, personal, right?
New identity, that's the one.
Okay, cool. And then nothing happened. The card just fizzled into sparks, ominously. And also, this is a big recap, Smorgasborden discovered a small floating sphere, which he later discovered, well, soon after discovered, was called a docent, which proceeded to float and ask him how he could be of service. And he spoke in a lovely, friendly voice, like, "Hello, how can I help you?" And then you discovered that it's a helpful item that's designed to provide information, and it has a wide knowledge of the world. Lastly, I'm forgetting names. Fucking hell. Why can't I remember his name? Asker. Asker went over in another area of this level of the underground workshop and turned out to discover a janitor's closet, and he retrieved something from the janitor's closet and then rushed back to the rest of the group. What was it?
Was it a bucket or a mop?
Let's say it was a bucket, because I kind of think that's funnier. But Asker can correct me. You ran back just as Milksteak had drawn the card and Galahad was looking over Milksteak's shoulder and saying, "You found it! That's it! Please, give it to me! Before it's too late! Before it should fall into the wrong hands!" And that is where we resumed the action.
Well, I'm not an employee of many things.
Oh yes, that's true. You are on a probational basis given your valiant efforts as a series of snakes against that thing, but probationary employees should not definitely be holding on to an artifact of that danger.
Maybe you're right. Maybe. Is the many things still around? Because last time we visited your office, it was completely destroyed. What's going on?
Make an insight check. And the rest of you can as well, because you're all in the same room now. Okay, with a 19 from, Milksteak, 11 from Asker, and 19 from Smorgasborden. Okay. So Milksteak and Smorgasborden, you notice a little pang of regret and sort of emotional trauma as you mentioned the damaged, destroyed office. And he says, "That was one of our larger outposts, but we are by no means limited to that one location. We have been damaged by the filthy clockwork bastards, but we are far from destroyed. As you've seen, the facility just across the way."
Okay. I might keep this deck of cards for the safekeeping, is because it's not that I don't trust you, is I'm just not sure what actually happened, because we've been into the office, next to the office when it exploded, so I'm not sure if I can trust you.
Okay, make a persuasion check. Oh, wow. With an 8, he says, "What, you trust me? I'm an employee, a proper person who designed that deck. You're just some random snake man. Give it to me now."
Maybe I'm a snake man, but I'm holding this deck.
Okay, he attacks you. Everybody roll initiative.
No, Darwinos.
What? I'm not sure we can trust him.
But that's taken care of. The first to react is
Actually, am I?
Go on.
I guess I'm in this room as well, though, right? I'm not.
Yeah, you were in the room because
no,
you ran back. Yeah. I'll say you can go first because you're alphabetically first because we took up a lot of time with that. So you react first as you watch Galahad lunge towards Milksteak.
Well,
and he says,
Galahad,
"Give me the prototype."
Okay. So I am gonna cast polymorph to make him into a little ducky.
Ooh. So he has to make a check of what kind?
Let's see, I'll just paste that in here. So that we can all
Wisdom
see it.
saving throw against your DC. What's your DC?
My DC is 16.
Ooh, he makes an 18. So as
damn
he
it.
starts to sprout feathers and shrink a little, you see him like push his way out of this invisible bubble, and he says, "How dare you duck me like that?
I'm gonna duck the shit out of you.
I am Galahad, lead engineer of Many Things Incorporated, and I will crush you." Is that the end of Asker's turn?
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
next
I
up.
will return to eating.
Okay, next up is Milksteak's turn.
Is it... One second, is it me? Oh yeah, it is me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast a...
Ho-ho, a blight. Yeah. So he has to make a Constitution saving throw against 14. Is that your DC?
Yeah.
Cool. Con save. Ooh, with a 15, you watch your spell, this black beam of energy, just bounce off of his robust, muscular monk chest and go flying off into a corner of the room. When it hits the wall in that corner of the room, the wall instantly ages like 100 years and begins to crumble off the wall, and there's dust and crap all over the ground.
But still takes damage.
What takes damage? Oh, he
He
does?
takes half of damage, on successful save.
Nice. What's the damage? Oh, so 21. Wow. So even as the rebound ricochet point on his chest has ricocheted, the fact that it touched him makes all these black lines of rot spread across his chest, and he looks very upset about that. And he says,
It's not over yet.
You've got the other guy, sorry.
Yeah, so as I'm a circle of the moon, a moon sailor, I'm gonna change myself to a giant constrictor snake.
dope. Okay, do you have an icon for that? Oh, I think I probably do, actually. Let me
I
do
think
that.
you should
Giant
have.
Do you have the stats for it, at least?
Yeah, I got it open.
Okay, it's a large creature, I think, right?
Yeah, it's a giant creature.
Giant or large? No, it's huge.
giant.
Oh my gosh. That's going to be 3 by 3. Okay, it's not that big, but it's close.
Yeah.
So basically,
I'll
3
take
by
it
3
back.
is like that size. So if that's going to replace your icon, then that's going to be ridiculous, but let's just say that.
Snakes on a plane, motherfucker.
Get it? Snakes on another plane of existence?
Yeah.
Yes, nice.
Nice. You transform into an enormous snake, and that sound of like weighty coils of snake skin go like all over the ground. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Cool. You see Galahad says, "Oh, what's with you and snakes? Always snakes. Can't you turn into anything else?" Smorgasborden's turn. And then he says, "Why did it have to be snakes?"
So I'm also going to cast Blight.
Oh, it's a blight.
Pretty
party.
nasty spell. Yeah. Oh man.
You look comfortable, Joe.
So
Hey,
nice,
there it
nice
is.
work. You look very comfortable. He has to make another Constitution
thing
saving
ever.
throw. Ooh, with an 11, he fails. So
Oh,
this,
nice.
This necrotic beam catches him off guard as he's surprised by the arrival of the enormous constrictor snake, and the black sort of tendrils of rot on his chest grow much quicker, and he takes 30 necrotic damage. He looks pretty messed up at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
bitch.
It's at the end of Smorgasborden's turn. You see your docent floating beside you, says, "Oh, good shot, sir."
I've just noticed that I've got a bonus action of Flame Blade.
Is
So
that
does
a
that
bonus
mean at the
action
end
to
of my turn I
cast
can
it
produce?
or to use it?
Yeah, I think so. To cast it, so then I can use it in my next turn. Is that right?
Is it a cantrip or a spell? It should
Cast
say like
spell slots. How do you?
it'll say like
Shall I
cantrip
display it?
or
I'll
level
display
1
it.
or level 2 or level 3. Okay, because it's a second level spell. Basically, the way that D&D works for 5e is that you can only cast 2 spells in a turn if one of them is a cantrip. So, for example, even though you can use a bonus action to cast that, and you can use an action to cast the other thing, Blight, you're like, what's the word? Your arcane energy only allows you to do it if the second spell is a very minor one. Because this is another fairly like draining one, the game determines that it wouldn't be within your reach.
Okay, fair enough. So it'd be a good bonus action if I just attacked like a normal attack.
Yeah, exactly,
and I
with
could
a
use it
sword or
as
something.
action.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah. Okay, cool. In that case, I will gonna move out of the way, I think. Chicken out and go over here. Just a giant snake and a weird man over there. So
Nice. Okay, you take a little run over there. And
Backing
now
off.
it is Galahad's turn. He is going to look nervously from side to side, see that his situation is not going so well. And he is going to say, don't do anything dangerous with the deck, okay? Listen, it's beyond your feeble comprehension. I'm gonna have to get the others and then come back for you later. And then he disappears.
Nice.
And we are out of combat.
Okay.
Damn it. So that's bad, right?
Not necessarily.
Make an insight check.
Feel
everyone.
like it's bad, bro, because now we can't like lie to the other guys and say that, oh, we found him dead and whatever.
No, I mean, he attacked us. We just said that we don't trust him.
That doesn't matter because he's gonna go back and tell them, and we can just barely fight one of them.
It's a natural 20 from Smorgasbord, so you are confident that when he said, come back later, you got the sense that he is going to come back with more firepower.
Yeah, you're right.
But we holding a deck. If he's gonna come back, we might just...
I would love that.
Right.
Just as a quick aside, just because I think it's fun, that video I showed you guys today for the Kickstarter of the thing.
Oh yeah.
That's the deck that you picked up last session.
Ah.
I noticed.
That's why it took me so long to find it when you drew the card, because it's just a document on my desktop at the moment, and I keep changing the names of things, so I can't remember which goes with what. You guys have just scared off the almighty Galahad, and you have the room to yourself.
Sweet. Gonna revert it back.
Oh yes, you revert back.
I would struggle probably walking through or using door frames.
Okay,
You
so
would.
That's snake.
I want to pull one of these cards as well.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Right,
passing
so
to you.
I'll take a card.
Okay, roll a D13 for me. So wait.
D13?
Yeah, because it's roll 20, you can roll whatever dice you want to roll. So you just go /roll space 1D13. Oh, nice. Okay, 12. Okay. Oh gosh. You pull out a card that says Earth on it, and it's got a picture of a tree. And as soon as that happens, an enormous tree starts to grow from the ground in front of you. And you get pushed all the way out of that room, and you watch it break through the ceiling of this room, and rubble goes everywhere. And everyone needs to make, except for Smorgasbord, who is outside the room, a dexterity saving throw. A dexterity saving throw as the ceiling breaks off in chunks. Oh yeah, so wow, you both unfortunately fail the dexterity saving throw, but you only take 2 bludgeoning damage as this tree trunk buffets you in the side of the face. So, sorry?
Fine. We can live with that.
Okay, so I'm just going to draw the tree trunk for you here, and you can see what it is all about.
I guess I'm pushed out of the room, right? So
Yeah,
I'm in
definitely.
this room now.
So you drew the card there. Oh, is that it? Where's the Alt button? How do I draw? Sorry, bear with me 1 second. There's a special button where you have to hold Alt. Okay. There we go. So yeah, you're looking at, it's got like a 10-foot diameter essentially. And you, Smorgasbord and Milksteak, can make, what would it be? Make wisdom checks for me.
Well, not me?
Yeah, you'll see why in a second.
I thought I was wise.
We've got a 22 from Smorgasbord, and you see the docent beside you says, "Goodness me, you're knowledgeable. Look at you examining the trunk of that tree, and your aim was impeccable. It's as if you've never missed with anything, not necrotic energy or ice or anything like that."
Ice knife is surely not.
I'm sure if you threw an ice knife, it would hit its mark straight and true. But this is still waiting, I think, for Milksteak.
Yeah, 1 second. I was just
Hey,
having
okay.
a brain fart.
Okay. So with an 11 from Milksteak and a 22 from Smorgasborden. Smorgasborden, you feel drawn to the trunk of the tree, and you take a step over towards it, put your hand on it tentatively, and it feels more alive than even entire forests that you've stood in previously. It's got just life emanating from it in a highly unusual way. And you get the sense that there is more to the tree than currently meets the eye. You can also see, if you look up, the cracks in the ceiling. You can see like the snowy sky and remnants of the village broken apart, and a couple of young Intians looking down through the hole, and they're saying, "Hey, how's it going down there? Are you okay? What's this tree about?" I think it got Jimmy. Jimmy's at the top. Help! Help him!
Nah, you're all good. It's just a tree. Relax about it.
It's really tall, though. Have you seen it?
It's just a tree, bro. Just chill.
I don't know. And you see them like rushing around the trunk, trying to climb it shittily.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so
Sean, your turn.
we'd like detect its magic or something. Can we kind of check if it's check what magic it emanates or something?
Check. Can I
investigate the tree? Okay.
Can I investigate with my nature skills to assess what is happening right now, or is magical?
Yeah, with a 19 nature check, you are confident, and this is within the realm of a druid and consulting with Smorgasborden, and that's why Asker, it's kind of their thing, because it's like something druids would know about. So you consult with each other and you say, "Hey, Smorgasborden, I think this is an awoken tree. Like this feels conscious to me." And that's what you feel.
Okay.
Should we ask it a question, see if it talks?
Yeah. Do you want to ask a question? Do you have a specific one?
No. How does it feel to be a tree?
Make a perception check. Oh, with a 19, you hear very distantly, way up above, sort of faintly, you hear... Kind of sounds like a very deep-voiced creature yawning and stretching.
Sounds like an ent.
Yeah, let's. Do we want to climb up it and climb up to the outside?
I think we should. I think we should go and have a chat with the tree.
Yeah, we'll yeah, let's do that. Let's try and climb up to the top there.
Okay.
Maybe we'll find some golden eggs.
Is that a reference to Jack and the Beanstalk?
Yes.
Nice.
Make it easier. I've got a rope. And if rope would make it easier, so we don't have to, so it's not so dangerous to climb.
To be honest, you would need climbing gear. Does anyone have a climbing gear kit?
No.
Because basically a rope would help if you were already at the top, but a rope doesn't help you so much if you're at the bottom. I mean, you could tie all three of you together so that if one falls, then there's a chance the others could hold you. Go on, Asker.
I'll cast fly on myself and take the rope up there.
Dope.
Nice.
Very dope.
Very good.
Okay. Cool. You fly up to the top
Now
of the
we're
tree.
thinking. Now we're getting it.
It takes you like a good while. Sorry, what? Were you going to say something?
No.
Okay. You fly up. It takes you a little while. It's about 200 feet tall. And when you get to the top, you can see distinctly, as if it was just formed that way through knots in the bark of the trunk of the tree. There's a big wooden face, and it seems to be moving like this, as if it's got like dry mouth or something after sleeping for a long time.
On the way up, just to give, I'll put the rope. I'll just take the rope with me up so that when I get to the ground, like to outside where the tree burst up, I'll just sort of tie it around like wherever and then fly up so that those guys can climb up to outside of the
Okay,
bunker
cool.
thing.
So you guys can make
that
an
makes
athletics check with advantage because of the rope. And as you fly up, Asker, you see the young Intiants sort of see you and say, "Oh, he can fly! Oh my gosh, did you know he can fly? Can we fly? No, it's just him. Oh, okay." So let me check those athletics checks. That's a 17 from Milksteak. So you climb up no problem onto the sort of ground floor because you were on lower ground before. Smorgasborden. Oh, you've already done it. So that's a 22 from Smorgasborden. Yeah, you climb up easily, overtaking Milksteak about halfway up.
Like in Gladiators.
So let me just grab your icons. This is an interesting turn of events. I didn't expect that we'd be moving to this map.
Some fries, motherfucker.
Is that a pun on surprise, motherfucker?
Yeah, it's like a Vine thing or something, or like someone walks up and says, "Surprise, motherfucker," and then they go like, "Some fries," or "Supplies, motherfucker," or "Sunrise, motherfucker," and then you just like do it. Everything that sort of sounds like it, and there's like a Vine for each thing.
Okay. I think I might have seen something like that on Reddit.
Okay.
I got this, Sam. By the way, that's what I'm drinking.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And listen.
Oh yeah,
Did that come
that's a
through?
good
Oh, I
pop
love
right
that
there.
sound. It's a very cool sound.
Okay, so I will translate you guys to this map. And you can see the trunk of the tree seemingly has found a place to emerge from, and it is stretching across like a huge distance. Like its branches cast a large amount of this area in shade. Roughly, probably that amount is in shade. Can you see that bigger circle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Well,
So-
parts of it anyway.
Asker is way up above you guys, about 150 feet, and you're just standing there with the Intians having to field their questions. Can you get Jimmy? Can you get him? He's up there. Can you see him? And Asker, at that moment, you do see a tiny Intian like grabbing one of the medium-high branches, desperately clinging on.
All right, I'll
Sure they can fly.
yeah, I'll just tell him he can fly. He should just leap and trust, and then
Make a persuasion check.
no. Okay, yeah. Because the only reason I'm doing this now is because after we leveled last time and we leveled to 8, I now have +8 in persuasion. So
Dope. Oh,
Boom.
with a 23, he says, "Do you really think so? I mean, she said that we would gain more abilities as we grow, but I don't know." And he takes like one arm off and like tries to flap it to see if it gets him any purchase in the air. And when it doesn't, he says, "I don't know. It doesn't feel like I can."
all right, I'll go and I'll go and actually get him and fly him down.
You hear screams and cheers. Woo, we got him! Look at it's Jimmy! Oh my gosh, Jimmy, are you okay? And they all huddle around him and seem very pleased. "Oh, thank you, mister. Thank you so much."
Yeah. So good news and bad news, right? Good news is that she is dead, and you have a new tree. Yay!
Woo!
Bad news though is that there's probably more adults coming. So
Oh.
just yeah. You should probably not live here anymore, probably. And the tree is a bit of a giveaway. They know where to go. Just saying. And then after, on that note, I just like, and then I fly back up to the face of the tree because I want to.
Okay, you go up to the face of the tree. Does Milksteak and Smorgasborden do anything at this point? You see them.
I think he's still climbing up, no?
Who is?
Or we...
Are you going to climb all the 150 feet? I'm just thinking
It
because
still goes way up, doesn't it?
if you roll and fall, you're not going to take a bit of damage. If you fall 150 feet, you're mush.
That's quite high. Yeah, maybe you can do our talking for us.
I would love to have like Smorgasborden and Milksteak just yelling suggestions really loudly to Asker as he's having the conversation. Based on how loudly.
Oh man, this would have been perfect for writing
Yeah, skywriting, but I mean,
Sorry, this would have
that's
been
not
perfect
the
for skywriting.
simplest solution to the problem, is it?
All right. Well, I'm up there. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna say, hello. My name is Asker. What's your name?
Hello, my name is Golthorn.
Hey, Golthorn. How
Hello.
are you doing? You good?
I feel good now. I've been in darkness for quite a while. I don't know how long. Where are we?
Um, we're here, and that's great.
Oh, so
So
you
I
don't know
saved.
either, I see.
I mean, who really ever knows? You know what I mean?
True,
So
bro.
I,
Very true. You guys hear, by the way, you hear this like really clearly because he's got such a deep booming voice. It resonates through the whole trunk. So it only just sounds slightly quieter. It's like, yeah, bro, totally.
uh, so who are you? What are you about? Where
I
are you
am
from,
the
bro?
go-between, the bridge that links the world of man with the world of nature.
All right.
Dude.
How does that work? Like, how do you bridge it? Do you bridge it because you're big? Because I feel like it's a metaphor, but you are really tall. So are you this literally bridging it, or what do you mean?
How I came to be is a mystery to me. It happened so long ago, but I have access to the environment. I can feel things. Who is here? What buildings are here? How the natural environment has been shaped in this area. And I can help you try to interact with the natural world better.
Oh,
Homie.
that's great news, because we're kind of stuck here, and the bad guys who imprisoned you, which by the way we saved you from, they're gonna
Dope.
come back. Yeah, they're coming back. They're just down the road now, like getting all their shit together and gonna come and fight us and stuff.
I
So
am upset about that. And you see a bunch of acorns fall down from the branches, like, rapidly. And all the Intians are like, it's raining!
it'd be like bullets by the time.
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you mind like giving us a bit of a heads up if someone is coming over? Like, what can you see? Like, what can you feel? Like, how?
Okay. The way this works is there's a spell in D&D Beyond. If you look it up, it's called Commune with Nature.
Yeah.
You briefly
I think I used to
become
have that.
one with nature. You gain knowledge of the surrounding territory. In the outdoors, you have knowledge of the land within 3 miles, but with this creature that you've summoned, you have knowledge of the environment in 6 miles. And in caves and other natural underground settings, the radius is not limited to 300 feet. The spell also does function when nature has been replaced by construction. So it's basically a much more less restricted version of the Commune with Nature spell. So you can learn 3 facts of the following subjects. So terrains and bodies of water, plants, minerals, powerful celestials or creatures, influence from other planes of existence, buildings, and also the things that it says it can't do, you can find out about as well. But you've got 3 facts, like 3 questions. You may have questions 3. I know it's weird to say it that way, but I'm old.
Okay, cool, sweet. Just give me a sec, and I'm just gonna pop down real quick to my fellow.
You're gonna commune with
non-flying
your
dude.
friends, I see.
Yeah, they let me do more than 3 questions though. They're like.
Oh, those are good guys. You should hold on to those.
But can you hear us from down there, by the way, or do I need to come up here every time we want to talk?
I mean, if you yell, it's pretty faint. At the moment, those little things sound like...
Does he actually do that?
You notice the branches move in a sort of like doing bunny ears type thing.
All right, so I'll just fly down so that I can chat with the guys. And so what do you think? What should I ask them? Is there anything you would have done if you were up there?
He was mentioning like powerful creatures. No?
Yeah, that's one of the things you can find out about, yeah.
So maybe you can ask about that.
Yeah, okay. That's one question.
What, as in, like, how many of those bad guys are going to come back, if you can sense anything like that?
Yeah, I guess. It would be good to know. Okay, so I'll shoot back up and I'll ask him about the, if there are any, what powerful creatures might be in the area.
Okay, you ask him what powerful creatures might be in the area, and he says, in that facility over there, and he points with his branch back where you guys came from, there are one or two Intiants, they call themselves, that are quite old, quite powerful, but most of them are nothing special, really. There is a lot of arcane energy down below me where my roots are. The highest concentration I've ever felt. Not creatures, but essence. Pure. And that's the end of his answer.
Okay. So it's only a couple of powerful guys there then. So, I mean, one of them ended up being, displaced in a sauerkraut barrel. So maybe we shouldn't be that worried about them. Maybe we can reason. Interesting question, not question, but that arcane drink or liquid. I mean, they're clearly making it and having like almost as a fuel up in their, base.
Should we blow it up?
Now yes.
I mean, I'm just brainstorming good ideas here,
As your thinkering skills, how would you know how to trigger the reaction?
I should be able to whip up a bomb, surely. Maybe should we go back down there? Do we want to do another card first, and then we can go down? Do we not want to do another card? I feel like we want to do another card.
Yeah. I feel like mine didn't done anything actually, just disappeared.
Yeah, it was a lame card.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll regret saying that later, but for now...
Sean, do you want to draw a card? You haven't drawn a card yet.
Yeah, I'll draw a card.
Don't be a don'ter.
Okay, roll a d13 for me, please. Oh, do you know how to write that in Roll20? Yeah, nice. Okay, with an 8. Okay. You pull out a card, and it's got a picture of a diamond on it, or some precious gem, and it says the word sharpest underneath. And, it immediately starts transforming in your hand, the card folding up like origami, and it starts to form harder and harder shapes and triangles, and it becomes a diamond, very similar to the one that is depicted on the card. And you feel a warmth in your hand as you hold it, and immediately you become almost impossible for your companions to see. You wonder, where did Smorgasborden go? You've lost him.
Can they hear me when I say
hello? You suddenly hear Smorgasborden's voice, and you track the voice to his location. And when you tilt your head from side to side, you can see that there's a shape there that roughly outlines Smorgasborden, but it's as if he's chameleoned with the background somehow.
Nice. Invisibility cloak.
Nice. I'm gonna draw the next card from the top of the deck.
Okay, roll a d13.
This is gonna end badly, I reckon.
Okay. Oh, with a 12.
Another 3.
Interesting. Okay. With a 12, you pull out a card that looks exactly the same as the one that Aska pulled out. It's got a tree on it. It says Earth on it. But this time, it just fizzles out and nothing happens.
Damn it.
Alright, so you can't do more than one card. That's fine. So before I fly down, by the way, I'm just gonna do this like I'll see you later, tree. Oh no, what was his name?
His name was Goldthorn.
Goldthorn. Thornbro. I'm gonna call him Thornbro. I'll see you later. I'm just gonna scoot down and chat with my less cool friends.
Maybe-
Right?
See you later,
Maybe
man.
we could ask him if he's got any advice how to kill these
well,
guys.
I've already flown down to talk to you, and what I'm gonna like, are you still holding this thing that makes you invisible? How does that work?
Yeah.
So if you drop
How
it,
do I stop being invisible?
When you think
Yeah.
that, it immediately makes you visible again. And now that you've interacted with the item, you know that it will give you a plus, I think, 10 to your stealth check once per day. So it's like a once per day type thing. And then, where is it?
Okay.
Let me find the stats. So yeah, it's kind of like having it's called, there's a spell that does this. It's called Pass Without Trace. It's like having your own pocket Pass Without Trace. And it lasts for a minute though, so it's quite short term. It gets you out of a jam basically. And yeah, it's really handy. But it also feels just very powerful, like you haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what it can do. Also, as you're saying this and having this little conversation at the base of the tree, Milksteak, you notice that the exposed earth that this tree has ripped open in the stone-paved village square, a creature rises up out of the mud. It looks kind of bizarre to behold. It looks like this. It's like a little winged imp made of mud. And it proceeds to come up to you, Milksteak, and say, "Hey, do you have any gold? I smell riches. Do you have any gold for me?"
I do have gold for you, buddy. Here you go. I'll give him a gold coin.
Ooh, okay. Make a persuasion check with advantage. Ooh, what did
Nice.
you roll? What did you roll? 21. Okay. Earth card. Okay, cool. My life has been so hard until now. I really appreciate this gesture. Okay, I've got a tip for you. Just because you've been so nice to me. And he starts like flipping the coin up like he's from a Dickensian street hawker scene. And he says, "The ground over there," and he points to the ground that he just came out of, "has whispers. It's almost, the ground around here can talk. Not like me, obviously I can talk. I'm a mud mafeet, but this ground can talk. And it says that there's some serious, like, stuff. It's not very good. It's mud. It can't talk very well. Down below that caused it to be able to talk, and it's just chattering about that nonstop. Anyway, you might find that interesting." And then the mud mafeet just like flies away.
So by that he means it's coming from the place that we came.
Yeah, he points like down below where you guys climbed up through.
Okay.
Do we return back down there? Because I feel like now it's the second
so.
time this is being mentioned. Right. Let's tell the kids to keep an eye out for other people, and we're gonna go down and let us know if someone else comes to the village.
You're gonna
And
tell the kids or tell the tree?
The kids.
To let you know the next time someone comes into the village? Okay, sure, mister, you saved Jimmy. And Jimmy's like, "Yeah, thank you." We'll yell down this hole as loud as we can, or we can come down as well. I mean, we know the way.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go down.
Shall we?
Anything else? Is there anything else we want to do with the tree? It sounds like quite a powerful, important tree. I wonder if there's anything else we can get out of it.
I guess it's a
not sure what.
permanent spell, right? Maybe like a permanent better spell that we can sort of ask to.
I mean,
check.
we can always come back. At least we know that those.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
At
tree.
least we know that those sauerkraut lovers not necessarily that powerful. So
Yeah, I think we should make like the tree.
Nice.
And leave.
What's
Like, get the
the
fuck out of
marching?
here.
What's the marching order? Like, who goes down first, second, and third?
I'll fly down, first, like a
Okay.
boss.
You fly down.
And I reckon by now because I think it lasts 10 minutes, is it? Hang on.
Your
Yeah,
flying ability.
Yeah, so I reckon it's about to finish, isn't it?
Yeah. Then
So I'll just.
who's next out of Smorgasbord and Milksteak?
I can go next. I don't mind.
As you reach for the rope suddenly coils up into a shape and bites down on you. And you are incredibly surprised to find... Does a 13 hit you?
No.
Okay, so you see this little coiled up rope creature with teeth is starting to like bite you, and everybody needs to roll initiative. You also notice a shower of sparks as this creature forms, very similar to the sparks that happened when you drew that first card, the one that said like identity on it or something. New identity.
Okay.
Is this the arcane shit below that's doing weird stuff?
You can make an Arcana check. With an 18, you think that this is not necessarily to do with the area below, based on the sparks that appeared, these sort of arcane sparks. This is likely to do with the card that Milksteak drew earlier on, in which nothing happened ostensibly at the beginning. Okay, so that means the first to react is the Mimic. So the Mimic missed you the first time. It's going to try to pseudopod you.
Pseudopod me.
Well, is that a sexual thing or?
Yeah.
No, pseudopod is it's like a tentacle. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
No, it tries to grab you with this little rope tentacle, but it bounces off. Then the next turn is Asker. You see the Mimic suddenly say, "I want to eat you. Come over here. I'm going to bite you. I'm going to bite you."
Come here. Come on.
I cast the firebolt.
Ooh, okay. Cast away. Oh, 12. 12 hits, causing 8 fire damage, and you see the rope starts to fray and smolder. Is that the end of your turn?
It is, yeah.
Nice. Next up is Milksteak's turn. You see this little
Okay, I'm not
rope
gonna
creature.
use anything strong against the rope.
Yeah, this is when we conserve our efforts.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna.
I'm confused. That you just rolled damage.
Oh.
I think you need to roll to hit.
Sorry.
Frostbite. Okay, so he needs to make a saving throw, or it needs to make a saving throw, which it fails. So it takes 11 cold damage as it gets real frosty up in here, and you see icicles form on the outside of its ropey tendrils. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. I mean, can I try to pick the rope and try to shake it, or?
What would shaking it accomplish? What are you hoping to do?
I don't know. Just like
Annoy him a bit.
Yeah, annoy him a bit.
Okay, you can make a
Performance check, maybe try to make a lasso out of the mimic.
That would be survival. Make a survival check if you're going to try and make a lasso out of it, because technically it would be interacting with an object.
Survival,
dear.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, with a 9. You grab it with both hands and you feel it stick to your hands, and you feel like you can't let go. It's like super glue. And on your turn, you can try to you can try to get it off you. You're also grappled. So you're let me try and figure out what grappled does. Yeah, your movement is 0. You're basically wrapped up by this thing like a constrictor snake, and it's stopping you from moving. You also... Yeah, that's the only thing that it's doing. You can try to get out of the grapple on your turn, but that's what is happening at the moment. Next up is Smorgasbord.
I'm just... I'm just going to produce flame. Very basic. It's only a rope. Not going to waste any nonsense on it.
A natural 20, and you rolled a huge amount. So, is it asking? Holy shit, that's 24 fire damage from produce flame. Because you've reached a certain level. Doesn't that mean that your cantrips?
Yeah, it's 2d8.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so 24 fire damage, and this thing is incredibly scorched. However, that means that you can roll a dexterity saving throw, Milksteak.
I will.
Oh no.
No, it's fine. I got plenty of HP.
With a 5, you take a roll. It's not as bad as it could be. You take 6 fire damage as the flames overlap because it's currently wrapped around you. But the 24 fire damage to this creature was surely worth it. It looks well messed up.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that would do me.
Okay, now it is
I'm going to walk away triumphantly.
It's going to try to bite you, Milksteak, and it has advantage because it's currently grappling you. 24 to hit, dealing 8 piercing damage and 5 acid damage as its little ropey teeth bite into you like tiny little leeches.
God, he's strong. 13 damage.
Yes.
And he says, "I will eat you yet. I am ropey and I am hungry." And that is...
sure shit is ropey.
That is Asker's turn. It's like he's barely got sentience. He can only describe his very basic characteristics. I'm ropey.
I will cast another firebolt.
Ooh, with a natural 1, you're so put off by the weird description that the rope gave of itself that your firebolt goes wide, cracking one of the windows of the village Intiants, like where they live. One of their little hut windows goes like, and they say, "Jimmy's house! Jimmy's having a really tough day today." Yeah, he is. Is that the end of Asker's turn? What else would you like to do?
I'll shout, "Yield!" Because maybe it will.
Okay, make a persuasion check. Ooh, with a 20, it says, "Oh, you do look more delicious. Maybe after I've eaten this one." And it's interpreted what you've said as like, eat me instead. Next up is Milksteak's turn.
What can I do? Can I try to...
Oh, you can try and escape the grapple. It's got a pretty basic DC of 13.
Mm-hmm.
So if you roll an athletics or acrobatics check 13 or better, then you will escape.
Acrobatics is higher than athletics.
Oh yeah, with a 17, you manage to backflip out of its coils as it's momentarily distracted by looking hungrily at Asker. It loosens its grip on you, so you are no longer grappled.
Can I do anything?
Yeah. I'm going to say it doesn't specify in the description that it's an action, so I'm going to say it's not.
Okay. I'm gonna frostbite it again. Oh, damn it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it needs to make a constitution save, which it succeeds. Does it take half of 5?
No, I don't think so. 1 second. On a failed save, target takes... Yeah, it doesn't take any damage.
So basically, it's still slightly on fire from Smorgasbord's produced flame, which was huge. So the fire just gets put out by your frostbite, but it doesn't actually damage it. And it says, "Oh, thank you. That was an itch I couldn't scratch, if you know what I mean."
It's a gross little motherfucker, this one is.
Yeah, it like mimics are gross. Like you get the sense that imagine if this was a rope instead of a chest. That's kind of what it's like.
Is everything you
Yeah.
touch gonna turn into a mimic now because you give them, what was it, new identity? Or
You can make a Arcana check if you want to determine that. Okay, with a 10, you're not sure. You've only got the observations that you've seen so far, that this has similar sparks appear, like arcane offshoots when it appeared, but you haven't seen them elsewhere.
all right, well, let's see if you can go and give Galahad a hug later and see if you can maybe turn him into a mimic.
Who's Galahad? Smorgasbord's turn. I think, because that was the end of Milkstick's turn.
Yeah. So it's not clutching holding anymore, is it? You've wriggled free.
Yeah, he's
So I
no
can-
longer being grappled.
Yeah. So I can produce flame again. Of course I have to last time. Bit
Ooh,
cocky.
wow.
I
Okay.
mean, it's acceptable, you know.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
You definitely hit, and it's on fire again, and it says, "Oh, just after I got rid of that, it's just like hell." And it looks to be on death's door. It's mostly like, you know how ropes are made up of lots of tiny strands wrapped together? It's down to like, the strands are in quarters now, so it's like made up of 4 slightly floppier ropes. Is that the end of Smorgasbord's
Okay,
turn?
that'll do.
Mimic's turn.
Yeah,
Mimic is
yeah.
going to try to attack Smorgasborden with a pseudopod. Ooh, a 7. It misses horribly as its tendrils no longer give it like structural rigidity, and it says, "I'll get you yet." And it tries to slither away. So that is going to be a movement speed of 15. 5, 10, 15. So you can all get opportunity attacks on it as it leaves your melee range.
Nice.
So that's like a melee attack. The 10 misses with a dagger from Asker as you stab wildly at it, but realize a longer weapon probably would have helped you more. The carrot blade finds its mark for 4 damage, but it's still feebly crawling away. Smorgasbord's turn.
So I've got a scimitar.
Yeah, that kind
in
of
my
thing.
equipment. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if that's my best thing, but let's try anyway.
Ooh, with a 7, you miss it horribly, and it says, "I'm escaping!" And it's only like 15 feet away. That is Asker's turn. Ooh,
Another one of these fucking fireballs.
It bursts into flames. How do you want it to die?
I want one end to start to burn like the Mission Impossible opening intro thing. It's like, and then it goes like until he's like all burned up.
Yeah, it's like a reverse Lady and the Tramp spaghetti scene, but with
Yeah.
burning.
Reverse lady.
Nice. Well done, everyone. That was a truly challenging and hilarious encounter.
That was far more challenging than expected.
You see
wasn't it?
the Intient children are like, "Yay, well done! This is amazing! Jimmy, are you seeing this? There's some kind of
Good job,
superheroes."
I'll point at Jimmy and go, "Thanks, bud. Couldn't have done without you." And then I'll jump down the hole.
He knows my name! And you jump down the hole successfully because your fly has probably run out by this point. You can climb down the rope. It's not that far.
Okay, let's go down.
Cool. I will move you guys to the other map. So therefore, player token. And you can see where you are now, right?
Correct.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You see exactly the same space you saw before. The stale air of a basement and the coldness of the metal interior hits your nostrils.
So this down here is probably what they're sensing, right?
You
This
can
is-
Yeah,
investigate.
Yeah, let's head over there and have a look.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, as I
Because we-
described... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say we've been here already, right? But we didn't
Yeah.
I haven't investigated properly.
I think you
Is
were
this,
like
is this a door?
you were in combat at the time. Yeah, in the southern side, there's multiple double doors leading to you're not sure. There's also a door to the east, like there, and that seems to be the only doors you can see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tubes, each with a different colored viscous liquid inside of it, and the glass manufacturing, as I said, seems to be a similar style to the weird tubes you discovered in the facility behind that secret door. And there's a strange green roiling cauldron of liquid in the middle, and weird machinery, copper coils everywhere that you don't fully understand, valves, wheels, things like that.
So is this liquid in the middle? Is that exposed? As in we can.
Yeah, totally.
I'll take. I feel like this is the reason I still have this in my possession. I'll take Bob the wooden duck.
Mm-hmm.
That Aruna's once upon a time peed on as a cat, and I will put it in the vat of the green stuff to see if it comes out as like a duck superhero or a villain. Who knows? But I'll pop it in there.
Roll a D100 for me. Oh, wow. You rolled a 1 on a D100. That does not happen very often. Okay. You see the duck. The duck like sparks every color in the rainbow, and it shifts, getting smaller, bigger, pointier, more rounded, and then it turns into a dagger. And then it just floats there before disappearing below the surface.
Huh.
That's weird.
Okay, so no more wooden duck.
Poor Bob. I mean, he served a very interesting purpose, but poor Bob.
A very specific purpose, I'd say. I have a tiny skeleton. Ooh, I'll drop that one in as well.
Okay, roll a D100 for me.
Remember one of those? Do I still have that?
That's
then?
from the world that you went to, where it was like a tiny version of a dungeon with little people in it, right?
Yeah. And then they died.
You still have it. You still have it.
Cool. I'll put that in.
Okay, roll a D100 for me. Ooh, okay, 7. High roller right here. This time, you see it go through a very similar transition, like bigger, smaller, rounder, black, white, green, and then it turns into a short bow, and then sinks beneath the surface.
Okay, so I feel like I'm just throwing all my shit in this thing for no reason.
You're getting interesting results.
For sure.
Yeah.
And they seem to be very...
I've got like...
They seem to be very well made, the dagger and the short bow, like more than the average one you would see in a general store, surprisingly, before they disappear beneath the green liquid surface. Smorgasbord?
Yeah, I think we could get some really good stuff. I don't know if this is still things from a previous... I don't know if we still have this. I've got a bone saxophone.
Oh, nice.
Is that gone now?
Yeah, you still have that.
Okay. I've got that. I'm going to put that in.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me. Ooh, a 76. Interesting things are happening. Okay. Let me just find my... Okay. You see the bone saxophone hits the surface, goes through a much more violent transformation where it stretches into goo in a whole bunch of even wider directions, and it goes through pinks and purples and greens before becoming a neatly coiled black rope and disappears below the surface.
Do you think we can retrieve these items somehow? Is there any way of getting them, or are we just literally lobbing some stuff into some green ooze?
Can I do like an Arcana check to see if I can figure out if there's a safe way of retrieving them?
Yeah, make an Arcana check with advantage, because, I mean, you've done a lot of interacting with this environment. You're pretty familiar. Ooh, natural 20. Okay.
Oh.
With a natural 20, you get the sense that the arcane energy coming off of this area is very strong, very pure, very raw, But your tinkering knowledge also augments this information and tells you that this is kind of like fuel. This is just raw energy. You need something to control it with if you are going to try to get stuff out of this. And your instincts tell you to follow the machinery around here and see if you can find where it leads to.
I have a good idea, guys. I think we should follow the machinery and see where it leads us.
Guys, I have even better idea. Let's follow this machinery and see where it leads us.
I mean, that's why you are our unspoken leader, my friend.
I feel like I'm in an episode of Naked Gun with that guy. Cool. So you follow the weird coils of copper wire and the valves, and they lead south towards the series of double doors.
Down here?
Yes.
All right. Let's see if we can open these double doors. Let's see if we can push them open slowly to see if there is another one of those big ass golems or something inside, because they were a bitch to fight.
You
Yeah,
push it
that's true.
open slowly, and you
Bit very
discover
quietly.
a detailed control room with dials and switches and knobs.
That looks like a control room if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it's incredibly detailed and complex looking. And it has a door to the west and just so many dials and valves and a small workbench in the southeast corner.
Okay,
It's like a tinkerer's dream. You're in heaven, Asker.
Yeah. Can I go in and see if I can figure out how any of this shit works?
Yeah, make a tinkering check with advantage. So you remember, what's your tinkering thing again? It's like your proficiency or something that we add? Dexterity plus proficiency, if you can work that out.
Dexterity plus proficiency, that's +4. So do I roll 1d20 plus 4 then?
So is your dexterity +2 and your proficiency is also +2?
My proficiency is +3 and my dexterity +1.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it's +4 in total. So roll d20 +4 with advantage, so you get to do it twice.
Then I will copy that, so I don't have to...
Okay. With a 15, you get a sense of what these dials do, and you are confident, based on everything you've seen so far, that they are used to manufacture arcane items. You're reminded of the equipment that you saw in the beginning of this basement. You found a series of wooden shafts, axe heads, sword blades, item materials, like ingredients, all scattered about, measuring tools, like craftsman's equipment, and you get the sense that this is where all of that comes together. And you mix various different arcane essences to create different kinds of items with different properties. You've got a degree of control over what you want to potentially do with it. Like you can try and select a type of item, for example, and a type of potency, but you don't have complete knowledge of how it works, so there's an element of randomness to the thing you might end up with if you use this.
So I could, for example, take my crossbow and do something with the crossbow to make it an enchanted crossbow kind of thing.
You gather that would be plausible, yes.
Right, I'll just try to do that then, because the crossbow I can live without for now.
Okay. So you see over on the north eastern corner of the room is 3 vats, and each vat has a little door at the front of it with a little platform, you can put stuff in the vats. And you gather that if you put the crossbow in one of the vats, you can affect its properties. And Smorgasbord and Milksteak, at this point, you see Asker darting around the room, breathlessly interacting with knobs and dials, going, "I can do it! I think I've got it!"
All right, I'll try. I'll put it in one of the vats then and see if I can do something cool with it.
Okay, cool. So what's going to happen is, because you rolled a 15, you get to use this machine 3 times to see what your crossbow is going to turn into. So you roll a D100. Firstly, you're going to roll a... It's a complex machine. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, firstly, you're going to roll a D4. Okay. 2. Okay. Now you can roll a D100 3 times. Okay. 68 and 80.
And it's 76.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, 76, 68, and 80. Okay. So what happens is... 68 and 80. Okay, the 68. You see that the item, the what's it called? Crossbow starts to glow with a yellow aura, and you interpret the readout on the screen as protection, and you've got to decide whether you want to stick with that or like roll again with your other rolls and see if you can improve or change the properties to something more desirable.
I feel like having a crossbow of protection is not a good idea, right? Because I don't want to be protecting whoever I'm shooting arrows at.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try. I'll do again then.
Okay, so what's the next number after 68?
80.
80. Okay. You press the dial into the next position, and you see it transforms into a red aura glowing off of it, and you interpret the dials and the screen readout as being missile attraction.
Missile attraction.
That not necessarily sounds bad.
You could use it as like a Ghostbusters thing where you throw it on the floor and then it sucks in all the missiles
Yeah,
if they're heading your way.
I'm intrigued by this.
It's quite niche.
Yeah, I'll stick with this because it might get. I mean, if I only have one more shot, then it might be something really bad again. Yeah, I'll try this. I don't really know what it means. I'll stick with this.
You take it out, and it glows faintly red, even as it fades a little bit as you hold it in your hands. And I will see if I can find that item for you. What did I say?
Do you guys have anything you want me? Can I keep doing it with other items as well?
Yeah, you've got a level of understanding where you can play around with this.
I wouldn't mind if you would just try to like enchant my main armor, because I don't use weapons much. My main things probably is just like equipment that I'm wearing all the time.
Yeah.
So if you
it was a bit of a experimentation thing going. I wanted to see how it worked.
So basically, as you take this thing out, you can write in your inventory, or you can add like a custom note to your item, or you can add it as a separate item. And it basically means that while you're holding this crossbow, you have resistance to damage from all ranged weapon attacks.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's very good.
So
cool.
any ranged attack that hits you is halved, basically.
I don't really. How do I? Okay. So should I add a custom item for this? I don't really know how to do this, so I remember it. I don't want to just do a note. Can I do it? Like, does this exist as a thing? No?
No, I'm kind of mixing and matching things at the moment. So the way to do it is, if you click on your item, your crossbow or whatever, you should be able to make like a note to it. Like for example, Milksteak turned everything into a carrot version. You should theoretically be able to make like note-based alterations to it.
I see. Hang on.
How did I done it? I think.
I don't know, bro. Customize, maybe. Name. Yeah. Okay. So, notes. Okay. So, what should I put for note? If I put something so that
to damage from ranged weapon attacks.
And I'm gonna call it a crossbow of resistance.
Nice. So you were able to add a note to the item itself.
Yeah, a note to the item and change the name. So it's called crossbow of resistance, and then in notes it says what it does. That's
nice.
kind of neat.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
great. And you can see that from your character sheet view?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Sorry, Milksteak, you said something?
No, I don't think that I said. It's just Joe is gonna try to do my armor up now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, to do that half plate. See if I can get that
Okay.
enchanted.
So I will say, for fun, Milksteak, you can roll a d4 firstly. Ooh, a 1. Okay. Now roll 3 d100s for me. Okay. What's that last thing? 0, 3, 5. Okay. Firstly, you see the armor takes on a brown quality, like the earth, and you notice every now and then, like, strange creatures pop their head out of the sides of the armor periodically and then disappear, like whack-a-mole, but your armor is the whack-a-mole. Do you stay or hit? Like, hit or stand?
And
You want to stand?
yeah.
Okay, cool. You take the armor out, and what this basically does is... This is hilarious. Which one did I pick again? It was the 71. I'm really fucking with the mechanics of D&D at this point. So basically, this acts like a tan bag of tricks. And whenever you want to activate it, it takes like an action, I think, to use it. And so basically, it's a real item that you can find in D&D Beyond. And I mean, you might as well just have that item, even though you don't actually have it. You have all the properties of it. You like access it through the armor. So it's called the Bag of Tricks, and you have the tan variant. And basically, you activate it, and you pull something out of your armor as if you had something concealed there the whole time. And then like a jackal or a baboon or something might just emerge and start wreaking havoc everywhere.
I like that.
So 1 second. So bag of tricks. There is one normal bag of tricks, gray bag of
Tan.
tricks.
You want the tan one.
Tan. Okay. Lovely.
Cool. Does anyone else want to do anything as you're gazing upon the arcane equipment in front of you?
I'm going to ask you to do the same thing to my adamantine splint.
And so I shall.
Okay, roll a d4 for me, Smorgasborden.
Thank you very much.
Oh, a 3. Okay, so with a 3. Okay, now roll 3 d100s for me. D100s are my favorite dice by far. Okay.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay. Okay. Wow. This is unexpected. All right. You see your adamantine plate armor, was it?
A splint, I think.
A splint, yeah. It basically... It stands up of its own volition inside the platform of this little tube and starts, like, gesturing with its little metal shoulder pieces and giving, like, speech. Once more unto the breach, dear friends. Once more, we shall succeed. And you didn't realize it could talk or have such leadership skills, but that is what happens. Do you stick or hit?
I mean, I'm going to try again because I've already got that other thing that talks to me. That's too many voices in my head.
Nice. Okay, well, so let me just take a different number. I'm not telling you which number I'm taking because it's more fun that way.
Okay.
So many numbers. Where are we? Okay.
It's a really purple page here on your screen, bro.
Oh yeah, I've got a light on in the background. I'll deal with that later. Okay, so
Oh no,
the
it
next
looks
thing,
great.
the next thing that happens, Smorgasborden, is that it just sort of nothing happens. It just looks exactly the same. Do you stick or continue?
Oh,
It probably.
I mean,
is.
it's probably done something amazing, and it's like it looks like it's done nothing, but it's probably like doubled its armor class or something.
Who knows?
Something really. I like this. I don't know what to do.
This feels so much like blackjack.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna go with that one. I like the mystery.
Okay, you take it out, and you discover that it is incredibly cold in your hand. Like, it's immensely cold, and you gain the properties of a staff of frost. So if you look that up, that's a D&D 5e
okay.
item, and it enables you to cast a bunch of like ice spells and stuff. But you are incredibly cold whenever you wear this thing. So you basically are like, your speed is reduced by half because you're so cold, but you're just incredibly powerful. You become like the god of winter, and you can shoot like snow everywhere, but you're like, ugh. It's a bit like being the Ice King in Adventure Time. So if you add the Staff of Frost to your inventory, you can utilize that item's powers through your incredibly cold armor.
So the cold armor makes me it doesn't hurt me, it just makes me move slowly because I'm shivering.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt you, but you're cold, and you can only move 15 feet instead of 30. So when you're moving squares on the battlefield, you can only move 3 instead of 6.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I'll take that. And you can take that on and off that wheel, I guess. You can equip and unequip that.
It would reduce your armor class, but yeah, you can take it off.
Does it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a reasonable result.
Yeah. I just want to do one more. I want to do one of my daggers, because I have 2 daggers I never use. So I'll just do one more thing then.
Cool. Roll a d4 for me. Ooh, 4. Now roll 3 d100s.
A bit like in Zelda, when you're throwing stuff in the ponds, and then get an upgraded version back.
Yeah. It's cooking.
Okay. Basically, your dagger starts to shift and move and shake from side to side and becomes semi-translucent, and then it almost disappears, and then it comes back, and then it starts to disappear again, and it seems to be like shifting in and out of existence. Do you stick or hit?
I mean, that's kind of cool. But I'm gonna hit.
Okay. This is such a weird gambling game.
I could play this all night.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I have to read this fucking description. Fun. Okay. The dagger immediately enlarges. Basically, it seems to be struggling to fit inside of this small tube, and it resembles a lobster, a huge lobster. Like, it can barely be contained within the existence of this tube, and it's got a little glass screen where the lobster's eyes would be. And when you look closer, it appears to be mechanical. Stick or hit?
I mean, I'll stick.
Okay, this one is fun. Okay, so you take it out. It is no longer a dagger in any way. It is a huge lobster, but then as you grab it, it becomes like a barrel, like roughly a wine barrel, like a small like boutique beer barrel. Like Heineken sometimes sells them, right? You know the ones I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's got like iron bands around it, and you can look it up. It's called the apparatus of Qualish. So Kwalish, and it's essentially a lobster car.
Oh, there it is. Apparatus of Qualish. It's a wondrous item.
Yeah, it's got a speed of 30 feet, a swim speed of also 30 feet, or 0 feet if the legs and tail aren't extended. It's just a little lobster car.
What the fuck? The barrel has a hidden catch which can be found with a successful DC intelligence check. Do I need to do that, or do I know that because I didn't find it, kind of thing? Or do I need to do the intelligence check every time I do it?
No, you know it now. Especially because you're a tinkerer. Okay. So it floats on water. It can go underwater to a depth. It's like also a submarine. It can go to a depth of 900 feet. Below that, the vehicle takes bludgeoning damage, like from the pressure. A creature in the compartment can use an action to move as many as 2 of the apparatus levers either up or down. After each use, a lever goes back to its neutral position. Each lever from left to right functions as shown in this thing. So you can either like forward window shutters open, shutters closed, and like different states affect what you can do. I'll probably simplify this a little because it looks a little complicated. But yeah, very complicated lobster submarine.
I mean, cool. I mean, I'll remove one of my daggers here. Cool. Anyone else want another turn before we continue questing?
Oh yeah, go on.
I think you should.
You've got all these like bored looks on your faces, but really crazy shit is happening.
This is fucking bonkers. Yeah, I have a submarine.
We'll have one more go each. So this is where, like, again, as a relative newcomer to D&D, it's like technically we could stand here all day, like getting rid of our rubbish stuff, this crazy stuff, but that's probably not a good use of time.
Well, you don't know. You could. You may not be able to. You haven't tested
I'm
the
gonna
limits.
do my carrot blade.
Okay. Roll a d4 for me. Okay. Now roll 3 d100s. Okay. You see the carrot blade morphs and starts to take on like a shirt-like appearance of these chain-linked like armor plates, and it seems to glow with a brown sturdy quality, and it's become this chain shirt basically.
Chain shirt.
Is that an armor? It looks to be armor. Is that a quality of armor a heaviness of armor that you can wear? Because otherwise you probably want to hit.
Yeah, no, I mean, no.
It's probably too heavy for you.
Because
right?
it became out of a sword into the armor.
Yes, that is correct.
No, let's continue rolling.
Okay.
I don't want no shirt.
Okay. Where was I? You see that your carrot blade becomes a carrot blade again, and then starts to shift in and out of existence, almost exactly the same way that Asker's item did. It just seems to be like there and then not there, and then there and then not there. Stick or hit.
What was your final product again, Joe?
The lobster submarine? How could you forget that?
Oh,
Yeah,
it was Lobster submarine. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, let's hit it again. I don't want Lobster submarine.
No, but that's not what you would get.
He hit on the shifting in and out thing. He passed on it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just take it then.
Okay. As it comes into your hand, it solidifies and stops shifting in and out of existence. But it has the properties of a cubic gate. Essentially, it allows you to shift to other planes of existence, like memory speed dial on a mobile phone.
Wow. Pretty good. Neat.
Yeah. How it's called again?
Cubic gate. So Cubicgate.
I just texted y'all a picture of my submarine in case you were curious.
Of the exact submarine?
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So that happens.
Oh yeah.
You can all make perception checks. Ooh, natural 1 for Asker. He's too overwhelmed with the tinkerer's dream that's in front of him. 15 for Milksteak and a 21 for Smorgasborden. Okay, so with the 21 Smorgasborden, you glance out of the doors that you just came in via, and you can see that the level of the arcane liquid inside all these tubes has gone down considerably. You can't even really see it in any of the tubes anymore, and you can't see it at the top of the cauldron in the middle of the room. It looks like it's been consumed somehow. You also hear in the distance, coming from the west, you hear a sound that sounds like something tearing, like a little bit like a thunderstorm, like lightning sometimes sounds like tearing, and it's coming distantly from the west.
Okay. It sounds like...
I mean, yeah, maybe we need to give this a pause. Sorry, Sean, if you wanted to do another one. I want to go and check and see if the stuff we threw in is still in the bottom of this big vat, then if this is kind of
Okay.
empty.
Yeah.
You go look, and it's not empty. It's just gone down considerably. You can't see the liquid
Right.
colors in any of the tubes anymore, but you can see green stuff still in the middle. It's just gone way down.
Okay, cool.
Green liquid
Okay.
in the middle cauldron.
Should we proceed west and see what's there then? How you feeling?
Yeah, there's a rumbling, so either head towards the rumbling or away from the rumbling down south.
Because I feel like
What do
we
you
want to
reckon?
see how this is created. Because I'm guessing it's that sound is to whatever is doing to replenish all this goo.
Yeah, okay, let's go. I was thinking it
yeah?
might be a giant monster.
It might
Yeah.
be. It probably is, to be fair. Should we just open it slowly, the door, and see what's there?
Yeah, so guys, before we do that, so that cube that I got it
Mm-hmm.
is actually could be a valid escape tool. So if you're gonna get ambushed, the only thing that you need to do is just stay close to me and grab my hands in case something happens, and then we can just disappear.
Into a different
Really,
plane
we
of
can join you
existence.
into another plane.
Yes.
So has
Good to
everyone
know.
added all the items I told you? Like, has Smorgasbord added the Staff of Frost, and has everyone added all that stuff to their inventory in D&D Beyond?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
My Staff of Frost is badass.
Sweet. Oh, make sure the ones that you need to attune to are attuned. Like some items, I think, like
What does that
Staff
mean?
of Frost will say like attunement required, and in your equipment tab, you'll see like 3 attunement slots that you can put it into. Like for example,
I have
it does,
nothing
yeah.
I can attune.
you mean the items you got don't say that when you look at the description?
No, on my attunement tab, there is nothing that can be attuned.
Yeah, I got only Ring of Protection that I'm apparently attuned with, but I'm not sure how that happened. Probably it was in early sessions.
Yeah, that's fine. If it doesn't say, if your items don't say that they require attunement, then you're fine. But the Staff of Frost does.
So mine...
Yeah?
Yeah, and my docent as well.
Okay, so you just...
So they only appeared in the attunement. Yeah, you basically, when under inventory, you have to click it active first, and then it appears in the attunement tab.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then you've done it right. I'm just making sure because that is like a limiting factor on their ability to do stuff. Cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense.
You guys can do
Neat.
whatever it was you wanted to do.
Yeah, let's go over here. Arunas goes first, and we're all sort of close by, and then we see if we can open this door and see what's on the other side.
Okay. You open the door. You hear your docent, Smorgasbord, say, "Goodness me, what have you acquired? That thing, I can feel the cold radiating off of it from here." "Oh, are we being quiet? Oh, I see." And inside, you see like a small, it looks kind of like an empty desk. It's a U-shaped desk, and there's a series of hooks opposite the desk and a small bench, as if someone would hang up like clothes or coats here and then work on the U-shaped desk, but there's nothing on the desk. Then the corridor extends further west, and you see a staircase.
Shall we?
Yes.
Let's do
Ascend or descend or whichever.
You descend
let's
if you
do
choose
sneak. Yeah, let's sneak down, but
Okay,
quietly.
Everybody make a stealth check.
Like Scooby-Doo.
Ouch.
We've got an 8 from Asker, a 20 from Milksteak, and a 14 from Smorgasbord. So as a group, you succeed, even though Asker didn't do so well. The other two kind of help him along. And what you discover is another very functional-looking space. And things look far less sophisticated here than they did in the control room. It looks more bleak, I suppose you would describe it. And you see a desk with a bunch of papers on it. You see what looks like a punch-in and punch-out machine, like those old-school ways of measuring shifts. Then you see a series of chairs opposite, and like I said, a desk, and then a cupboard behind the desk, and then double doors to the east.
I'll punch us in.
Okay. You see the cards don't have your names on them, but a series of writings that look to be in the same language as the machine you just used. So you can put some of the words together based on your tinkering check, and you make out one of the names as Jimmy.
Oh,
I was about to say let's do.
yeah. Let's give him some extra hours.
Okay,
That dude deserves some extra
Yeah.
pay.
Okay, you punch Jimmy in.
Cool. And we can punch him out when we leave, and he gets some overtime. You know.
You also see some doors to the south that I forgot to describe.
Right. Which one do we want to go? Anyone has an opinion?
East first.
East first.
Yeah, let's go east.
That sounds like a saying. East first.
Okay, you open the
Should be.
South last.
double doors, and you see a long corridor winding towards the north, or it takes like a turn towards the north. Okay.
Boom.
You see
Let's
that it
pursue.
takes another turn, and you see a series of doors open up in a very similar orientation to the ones that you slept in. It has a similar vibe to you, except much less nice. The wood is a bit shittier.
So is this like servants' quarters kind of thing?
Yeah, it's straight upstairs, downstairs, isn't it?
Quite literally.
Should we just check one door, like just the one that is just above me? Just open it.
Sure.
Okay. Inside, you see a wooden pallet, a dirty blanket, and a bedpan in the corner.
Ooh, nice. I'll take the bedpan.
Okay. You get one
Could come in
soiled
handy.
bedpan that you can add to your equipment list.
Shall we check the other door?
I mean, that would be pretty sweet when our arcane stuff has replenished. You can put that in the machine and see if you get like an enchanted bedpan. And
Yes.
it's pretty bad.
At this moment, you hear Smorgasborden, because you're ready listening for it, another tearing sound, this time quite a bit louder than before. It seems to be coming from the sort of southeast, and that is where we're going to end the session. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.